Penguin Random House Audio presents The $1,000,000 One-Person Business. Make great money, work the way you like, have the life you want. This is the author, Elaine Pofeldt. Forward by Vern Harnish, founder, Entrepreneurs Organization. Running a business is ultimately about freedom and independence, and there has never been a better time to go after that dream. New technologies have made it easier and more affordable to start a business than ever before. In a global marketplace, even tiny home-based businesses can reach a vast international audience of customers. The challenge for many small business owners is scaling their revenues and profits in an ultra-lean operation. The vast majority of small businesses in the United States are one-person firms. In many cases, the owners struggle to build a sustainable business that can support them and their families. They don't have anything left over to invest in growth. That is because of a knowledge gap. Many owners have never learned how to create a high-revenue, high-profit business without adding a lot of overhead. It's not something you learn in school or even from other business owners. The $1,000,000 One-Person Business closes that gap. It offers a roadmap to creating a 7-figure ultra-lean firm by sharing the strategies of entrepreneurs who have approached and hit $1 million in revenue before adding employees. From their experiences, you'll learn how to come up with the right business idea, how to develop concrete strategies you can use to turn your vision into reality, and how to scale your revenues and profits once they start rolling in. Once you know how to create a $1,000,000 one-person business, you'll have many possibilities in front of you. Some owners choose to keep their businesses small, building them around a lifestyle they love. Others decide to follow the path outlined in my book, Scaling Up, Rockefeller Habits 2.0, and create fast-growing, job-creating firms. No matter which route you choose, you'll have exciting options. Introduction. Click on almost any headline about the gig economy and you'll come across a fierce debate. Supporters of the traditional job see the world of free agents as one where capitalism has run amok, leaving hapless workers to fight each other for scraps of work as they cling to the slippery rock of middle-class life. Champions of what author Dan Pink called the free agent nation see a very different reality in which former wage slaves can ditch their cramped cubicles in hermetically sealed offices for a life in which they control their schedule, destiny, and income. The truth is, we don't know yet what a world of increasingly independent work will mean. We've never had as many free agents as we do today. As of 2010, the United States Government Accountability Office says that 40% of U.S. workers have alternative work arrangements in their main jobs, meaning they are freelancers, temps, contractors, contract company workers, or part-timers. That is unprecedented, and it's a change that's happening in industrialized nations around the world. Many people worry that these workers will struggle without giant employers helping them to run their work lives and keep their paychecks steady. That's a valid concern, but another equally important point is what this growing army of free agents can accomplish on their own. Armed with the right knowledge and mindset, could they create something even better for themselves than the traditional secure job? Will they be better off without powerful gatekeepers deciding the fate of their careers? Will they have a greater chance of reaching their true potential and attaining a higher income in a world where they drive their own careers and a boss can't subtly penalize them for being too young, too old, a mom, a member of a minority group, a person with a disability, a caregiver, a committed Little League coach, someone who wants to work from home, or any of the other reasons people get slow-tracked at work regardless of their talents and contributions? I am a former senior editor at Fortune Small Business Magazine and have contributed to Fortune, Money, CNBC, Forbes, Inc., and many other publications. Based on my experience interviewing hundreds of entrepreneurs every year, I believe the vast majority of self-employed people have barely begun to unlock their potential in making the most of their businesses. That potential may be even greater than we imagine. Not long ago, I spoke with Eric Scott, a partner at Sci-Fi VC, a venture capital firm in San Francisco founded by Max Levchin, co-founder of PayPal. Scott told me he and his colleagues have been asking themselves how much longer it will be until a one-person firm gets acquired for $1 billion. As we figure out where it is possible to take a one-person business, the question is how to help free agents make a great living. Most of today's free agents have been thrust into running a one-person business without any preparation. Universities have a vested interest in selling the idea that all of their graduates will be working as high-paying full-time employees at well-known companies. Outside of entrepreneurship programs, they rarely broach the possibility that their students may end up working for themselves, nor do they teach skills that will help them thrive in self-employment. It's easy to see why schools don't want to talk about this. How many parents would willingly pay the huge annual tuition bills if they knew their children might essentially be signing up for freelancing 101 and a life of scrambling for projects? And how many students would be willing to take out tens of thousands of dollars in student loans if the promise after graduation was not, in fact, a cool job at Google, but a part-time position at a little-known company where the pay is so low they will have to drive for Uber on the side? In reality, many graduates are patching together their income this way as the world of employment rapidly changes, but have yet to master how to thrive in self-employment. Meanwhile, mid-career workers find themselves increasingly insecure as their companies look to cut costs by outsourcing overseas, automating work once done by people, and replacing full-timers with contractors. Recently, I attended a presentation by a co-working space provider that usually caters to freelancers and startups. One growth area, its executives said, is the renting out of entire floors and even whole buildings to companies employing traditional workers. These clients want to be free to expand and contract their workforce more often than a standard lease allows. Even if the employees who sit in the co-working space view their jobs as permanent, clearly, the employers don't see things the same way. At the same time, many companies are increasingly candid about the fact that their plans for traditional staffing are built around junior talent. That's good news when you're looking for your first job, but it means that with each birthday, promotion, and salary bump, employees in these firms are a little closer to getting squeezed out of their jobs. Many workers might do better running a solo business than climbing the shaky career ladder if they have the know-how to do so very successfully. Theoretically, there are plenty of places outside of school to learn how to run a business, but if you turn to the experts in your local startup ecosystem, you'll very likely hear that to succeed, you've got to scale a business into a job-creating machine, and if you don't want to, you're not ambitious enough. The thinking is that it's better to invest in 10 people who are going to grow their businesses to a very large size than in 100 people who are going to run single-person businesses, says Donna Kelly, a professor of entrepreneurship at Babson College. Many programs run by the government and financial services firms that serve small business also view one-person firms as duds, run by people who fail to become job creators because they think too small. Their emphasis is on reprogramming solo entrepreneurs out of mindsets, like not delegating enough, that keep them from hiring people. But consider this, out of more than 28 million small businesses in the United States, 23 million are non-employers, meaning no one has a job there except the owners. I believe most have actively opted out of hiring employees for a simple reason. They don't want to, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's something wonderful and exciting in the fact that millions of independent spirits in the United States have taken the initiative to create jobs for themselves, doing exactly what they want to do. Not everyone wants to be Elon Musk dreaming up the next Tesla, nor is everyone cut out to be a boss. Many people start businesses to gain control over their time and enjoy independence, a freedom that can slip away as an organization grows. And this is a conscious choice. They are doing it because they prefer to, not because they have to, says Kelly, who has studied businesses around the world as leader of the U.S. research team for the sweeping Global Entrepreneurship Monitor study.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?